Hello traders and welcome to this new Bitcoin technical, order flow and fundamentals analysis. It's pretty early here, so I'm doing this video for all the morning folks because we have very serious implication on the markets from tariffs. So I want to show you how you should trade a tariff short, what we can expect from Bitcoin next, and in the first portion of the video I'll be showing you the fundamentals which were affecting Bitcoin trading. I will be also showing you the financial juice tool if you are not using it. I don't think you can navigate like trading Bitcoin with technical analysis and order flow is okay, but I think for the next few months or years you need the financial juice as well. This is audio service which is bringing you like all the news from the world much faster than televisions or other like Twitter, Telegrams. You get them in audio service and in a message service, because if you were not having this, you would have really big problem to trade tariff announcements yesterday, because first we've got some bullish news and then it was reversed on big shorts. So I'll be showing you that tool as well. It's going to be small shout out, really essential tool for like this is like final tool you need for news trading because this was news event. So this was like Bitcoin was moving in own setup, but you cannot underestimate news events. Today's video can be one of the most important videos for you in 2025 because I'll be showing you how you trade together with news and fundamentals and world markets. Because Orderflow was still great, even if you were not aware of tariffs. Orderflow was guiding you to be in like immediate long first and then into short. So I'll be showing you that. We should really start from global economy on Bitcoin, like impact. It is crucial to understand Bitcoin is not trading alone and is getting impacted from the various trading policies. So let me start first with the tariffs. I was, by the way, not trading them live because I'm respecting my routine. I go sleep at 8 p.m. local time here and I wake up at 4 a.m. because at 5 a.m. I'm going to do training outside or in the gym or just swimming. I find out is much better for my routine when I do all the gym and training before I start and sit to my computer, because then it's a bit harder to live if market, especially market is interesting. So that's what I like to do past 2 weeks, and it should stay that. So let's go. So first let me talk about economy first. What's gonna happen very likely for the economy, and then we will focus on Bitcoin technical order flow analysis, together. I will be posting these links into the group as well. You can see what is JP Morgan saying. They are saying Trump tariffs are the largest tax increase since 1968. US recession risks are getting higher. So tariffs, you can view them as a hidden tax because it's gonna cause very likely inflation spiking up. Like since World War II, we were trying to build a world where you have free deals in between countries. The lower the tariffs, the better, because global economy was in some places in the world is much better to create certain products or just move there with your company. And now this is changing. The Trump is placing tariffs on all countries in the world. To be honest, I think one of the main reasons this is happening, I'm not sure if I was showing that on video, but this post. So the US administrative needs to roll out the biggest debt ever. It's over 9 trillion, and the rollout period is 70% is happening until June. So in my opinion, they are creating artificial. This is not normal crisis to crash markets. Yes, this is artificial from them, and they are creating this crash so they can roll out this debt easier. Because when the recession is happening, the yields are going down, and the interest payment for your debt is getting down. For example, since that post I was doing, the yields were going down 15%. We can have a look actually on yields right now, so you understand. So let's go to the US 10-year. Okay, look at that crash. 1 hour time frame. Already at lows. Yes. So again, they'll be sending Trump administrative will be saving hundreds of billions of dollars to roll out this debt, to pay out interest on that debt. Since 14th of January, that's like top on the markets, 16% move down. And again, recessionary fears is going to push this much lower. So they will in the end save a lot of money. And maybe the plan is first to create huge tariffs so they can have better negotiation position on the world, like on the all countries, then the deals will be made. But not only after you crash the yields much further, yeah, so the debt rollover is getting cheap. So my expected scenario still is we might see very bad 2 first quarters of 2025, and then we will see in the data if we actually get real recession or not, because when you go to ES 500 not 100, 1 hour time 4 hour time frame, 2023, yeah, like this. So for example, in 2022 we've had a really big downtrend, but you see it's not straight line to the downside. Yeah, you get a lot of bounces. Why? Because sometimes you get, like here for example, you've got the news event which was very like showing the recession is coming, so market is crashing, then some indicator was showing is not. So we need to be really data dependent and see how market behaves, and we can see a lot of reactions from market. Currently, by the way, we do swing failure pattern of the ES1 on the low, so we will see if that holds. It needs to hold really, so market can, yeah, I will be showing you that scenario later, what we can expect. So let me show you this article, then we will go over tariff trading. I will be showing you how you should really do this. It was very easy from Orderflow and with news service. So tariffs we can view as a hidden tax on all citizens, because in the end inflation will very likely go up and people will be paying that. They basically make you more poor, yeah, with tariffs. That's all about it. So you can buy less in the end, and you can like in the end inflation will go down, like later on people can afford less, the equities will go down, inflation going up, that's stagflation. That's really bad environment. So yeah, I will be posting this article so you can read. Another thing, Trump's 50% tariffs bring China close to worst case scenario. This was another surprise. So the China already had 20% tariffs, but yesterday he announced 34% extra. So 54%, and believe me, China is the biggest partner in US in terms of imports after EU. iPhones and other things are made in China. So you will see what's gonna happen to all the products in the US. They will go up in price because we are destroying global economy. Like the Trump is destroying global economy with this move. Another article, Fitch calculates US tariff rates on all imports is now 22%, up from 2.5% in 2024. So yes, you've got so Joe Biden was the very weak leader. He was just mainly sleeping, you know, and he was not disrupting the world. But people who were in control behind him, they understood the economy, and the tariffs in average were like 22.5%. The business was great, equities were pumping, everybody happy. Now we have probably not so competent US, not so competent Trump administrative, and it's on average already at 22%. Insane. UBS warns full tariffs could push inflation to 5%. So that's already worrying, because the Fed cannot lower rates if you have higher inflation. They need to stay on the sidelines, or they will be even increasing rates to fight. When they increase the rates, they will be fighting inflation, and equities and stock market in general absolutely hate such Fed. So that's why we see like huge crash on equities. Okay. And another thing, I think this is the most fast approval rating fall. Yes, Reuters is more of a this is left media, so of course you will be getting news like that, but still the poll is poll, and it's showing Trump approval falls to 43%, lowest since returning to office. I personally think if the Republicans crash the economy and they are unable to save it with some deals later on, they will of course lose next elections, and they can be losing elections for like few times in a row, yeah, like in 4 years, 8 years, 12 years. And another thing, you will have elections in 2026, these midterm elections, where you will be voting for lawmakers. In case Republicans are doing so much damage to the economy and to the world, they can already lose those elections in 2026. So we will be watching that for the future. Now, please view it like my personal opinion is Trump is doing so much damage. Maybe it's agenda, I don't know what's the reason. like I already showed you, it could be the huge debt they need to roll over, of course, but I cannot be sure. There are two advantages we can be utilizing. So first advantage, for the next few months or years, you will have chance to increase your exposure in crypto markets and equities to much larger size, and for good prices. They will be cheap, yes, because capital will be going on the sideways, or it's gonna be more repricing to the downside. That's advantage I really like, because I have cash on the sidelines, so I'll be definitely continuing with these strategies I'm teaching you in investing here. Also, I'll be doing dollar cost averaging and value investing. So that's one big benefit of current environment. It can be viewed as an opportunity, of course, because later on, when Fed lowers the rates and they start printing money, then it's going to be very likely pivot and we again pump. But yeah, so that's first advantage. And second advantage is then, yeah, as I said earlier, Republicans might lose the elections in the future because of this, and then you get the Democrats back, which are more like, they are more friendly to economy. And yeah, what a times, what a volatile times. So now we should really focus on trading. Yesterday I was taking short here, and I was out telling our traders we are hitting resistance here. So this was really nice short fall. This was intraday short into almost 1.2% plus, but then you've got the tariff. So I want to show you how you should be really trading this. We'll be starting with financial juice. So now, this is now timeout, shout out from me to financial juice. So financial juice is very simple service. Is delivering audio and text to you faster than any other services in the world, literally seconds. So you can be first to react in the markets. I think it's really essential to have it for the next few years and months, of course, because Trump is like, news events will not be stopping. We will see a lot of bad news events, also positive news events. So you really need this. You don't want to fight some certain flows. If you were not aware, the tariffs were bullish at the beginning, but then the real hammer dropped, and you needed to flip to short. You would have big problem with that. Without financial juice. Technically we did swing failure pattern at the top, but still you really need that. Let me show you how it worked. By the way, if you want financial juice, it costs $1,000 per month, per year, sorry. But I negotiated 92% discount for our group. You need to be hero rank at least to get that discount. So for $99 per year, you get every single day audio coverage. It's insane, you know. Sometimes it's annoying, I can admit, like to have always someone talking to you on the news. So sometimes I turn it off, but I have on one of my trading monitors, in one of the setups, you can pull this bar and you can just watch the news. And especially like, okay, this is like not highlighted news, but when you get the red news, is potentially market moving, okay? So you can quickly see on your trade setups, okay, something is happening, then you can turn on the audio service and trade the red news event, okay? And oftentimes if it's like very significant, you will see immediate reaction on the market and you can take the action. Yeah, you can book profit on trade which is going against the news, or you can take the trade with the news. It's up to you. Yesterday trading was all about the news trading. In the end, financial juice covered this really well. So this was the trap, by the way. This was the first trap. You really need to be careful. I think many people got harmed here. That's my opinion, but I would say so, because immediately, like, first reaction to the upside. So I will be showing you that trade later, but I just want to cover this. There was huge upside reaction first, but this is the reason why. And past 2 days, I was telling our traders, I need to finish this and then we can return. Past 2 days, we go to ES1. Here we go, yes, 50-minute time frame. The box we can hide. So I was telling our traders from here, this is 31st of March, so you are ending quarter here and also the month. And when you end such critical, you know, because entities are taking profits, they are rebalancing books, you can see capital staying on the sidelines, investing back into the equities. So this was first reason why we were pushing up on equities and Bitcoin. Second reason was, if we zoom out, look at that, market is in very strong local downtrend. and we are getting close to the news event, which is tariffs announcement, like finally the official one. We knew 2nd of the Wednesday of April, 2nd of April will be critical, and people were taking some shorts, like people were taking profit on shorts, so you were pumping into the news event. Plus, past 2 days, I was posting articles where market is expecting milder tariffs. Milder means less than 20%, around 10%. And actually, Trump, this was extremely cheeky, because first he says US to impose 10% across the board tariff on all imports. So first reaction on the markets was dollar index, of course, going down all the time, because dollar will be always weakening on such news. S&P 500 was going up, which means also Bitcoin was going up. Yeah, so this was 2214 of my time. Immediate pump to the upside, but we actually arrive into the resistance. So even if you were not aware of news, you have major swing failure pattern here into the resistance area I was giving before the sleep. So resistance was getting hit. If you definitely, some people took longs. The move was very generous in terms of news event, 3% move to the upside. So if you were super greedy, even if you were super greedy, I do not doubt you've got take profit one covered. And even if your stop loss was hit, you should be in profit. You should be in profit, or just at the same entry as you entered. So that's okay. But now there was a change. There was a change in character, and that changed everything. So let's move further up. It's still talk about... yeah, look at that. So the news are not so bad still. 25% of cars. That's what market was expecting. US set the baseline tariff 10%. Okay, so this is just baseline, which is probably the lowest. And now the big problems are starting just 12 minutes after. Now you should be really booking profit on your long and switching to short. So if you don't follow news events, if you don't follow global economy, it can be harder for you. But this financial juice made it much more easier, because market was, as we said, market was pricing in more of a 10% tariffs. And now look at that, 20% tariffs put on European Union. That's already very bad, because it's European Union is the second biggest partner for Europe, and China is the biggest trading partner for US. 34% tariff to impose on China. China already at 20%, so it's not 54%. That's crazy. These two news events absolutely murdered market. You should be just short. Just short. Yes, and whatever happened later, it was not so important. That already crashed markets. Then they were showing they're actually putting tariffs on the whole world. That even further accelerated momentum to the downside. Look how you should trade it. Yes, so technically, I first covered this short. Yes, let me go here, because I was sleeping. I just want to show you. We will go over detail. Yes, here. So this was my main idea. By the way, this was also for... yes, I need to mention this, because we had this trade was given live in the group, and this trade was also given live in the group, so all of our traders took it with me too. I said our traders, I'm closing trade here from yesterday. This was from Tuesday, I think, yeah. So I was closing trade here at 86,800, because I was wary if we get knee-jerk reaction to the downside on tariffs, then I will lose all of the gains. So I protected my profit. I closed it fully. That was first important aspect. And before I went to sleep, I said, for swing long, this should be final target area. If it's reclaimed, we had much higher. Strong rejection, and I take profit again. So my thinking was very simple. When we go to chart, I'll be now talking about this short setup with the tariffs as well. This is important. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 highs close together. If people are getting stopped out and liquidated above this high, it's very likely they will cascade further and further into the other highs. This is called curved liquidity. Yeah. So you are taking all those people out. You were not taking this final high out. It's over here. Yes, this was skipped. Do you know why it was skipped? But why it was still very strong swing failure pattern? Of course, it's BTC1 pair, which is CME. The CME is largest exchange in the world currently. Is bigger than Binance, Bybit, and BitGet together. So you are getting the most, like a lot of the institutional capital is trading there, and much more less leveraged traders. And this is number one to watch for swing failure patterns, followed by traditional exchanges. So on CME, you've got the equal highs as well here, so market repaired them too. Very bad structure. Always be careful when you have equal highs, yeah, which means two highs go very close together. On CME, you did swing failure pattern. So even if you were not aware about tariffs, whatever, you've got swing failure pattern, and it is showing you the swing failure patterns are building your accounts. Why? Because you were risking, let's say, 1% on the trade or 0.5. The reaction to the downside, 7.40%. Swing failure patterns are true builders of my account because they're always at the range extremes as well. So fantastic short. So we know the tariffs are getting super bad. Look what happened in the order flow. Yeah, this is now Binance Perpetuals, second most important pair to watch with Tradingdifferent. You were pushing to the upside, yes, and now bad news start to come in. Look what happened here at this candle. At this candle to the downside. The volume is also like pretty good. Hundreds of millions were put on the short side. Each wall had like 350 bitcoins, 370, 189. Yeah, I would say it's hundreds of millions when you see in total. I can also see it here. From 668 we went to 2.4. Yeah, so over 2,000 bitcoins, around 2,000 bitcoins were added in the order books. So that's crazy. That's like 160 million plus. Actually, with this valuation is 180 million. So huge shorts were placed with the passive orders. I think this was just to, you don't need to know agenda behind these walls, but definitely helped to move market to the downside, because the people who were like when this happened, they were thinking, oh, okay, I can put stop loss behind those walls and I can use higher leverage and I can short the market. So, or it was just big entity waiting to be filled again above the high. You don't need to know that, but such pressure at critical area, which is like we were looking for some nice trades in this area, is gonna cause this cascaded move to the downside. And it's now super likely you will return to the high anyway, because the tariffs are just murdering equities. Yes, look at our main 1 minute time frame. Because you trade Bitcoin, yes, it's okay you trade Bitcoin, but in the end you trade equities. Bitcoin is just high beta of equities, 3 times larger volatility. So yeah, equities getting murdered, immediate move down. Then we were closing, huge gap to the downside. Bitcoin was already front running that move, so absolutely insane. So you had two options. You could trade this as a swing failure pattern on CME, and most of the exchanges you took those 6 out of 5 highs, which is cool. You could place just tight stop loss, or you can be having wider stop loss and just shorting as it happened. So very, very good. And I was also telling our traders, this is older post. I can show you everything. There is no inside trading. Like everything I'm doing, I'm posting before it happens. Here we are. Only now we start to come to larger spot supply nodes. Only now. If you remember, this box played out well. When you are in trade, you definitely like to see empty order books not blocking your way. Because a few days back I was saying our traders, this is the box. When we were placing first longs, I said our traders, this is going to be the box where we can see, and we can see much easier moves to the upside. Because do you see the spot sellers? No, not many of them. The first spot selling interest was lurking above 80, let's say over here, 87, 88,000, okay? And now you can move much more freely in this box. You don't even need much volume. That's the advantage of it. So if you are building longs here, you know you don't need so much buyers as compared to take out these walls compared, yeah? So let's go back to spot. What is it also telling you? It's telling you, as I said, market will be breathing more freely in this box. The move to the downside was also very brutal because you haven't had much buyers. One small wall here and then smaller walls here. But do you see where we are now stabilizing? Again, much stronger spot nodes. If you are in day trader and swing trader, you need to pay attention to how, where are the orders, okay? And also think about it. and like someone is showing you so much selling pressure on spot markets in these regions. Yeah, some entity is so confident. If we feel a portion of it, we will very likely go down. So he's literally showing you future potential range. Yeah, these walls, and that's what we've got. Move to the downside, huge move. And I was watching what our traders did. So some of them were shorting. That's really cool. But some people took premature take profit at the bottom of the range. If you understand the news, if you understand the implications for the global economy on these tariffs, you would not be taking premature take profit. You would be just patiently waiting for much lower levels to go beyond this low. Open interest on Binance was getting destroyed only here. Another post I was making on open interest, where it is. So we need to go back to present and aggressively return back over here. Nice increase in open interest. Shows you move up was strong, so no fading of it while it was underway. But if market gets deeper pullback, we have fuel. All will depend how will market digest the tariffs. So same thing here. The pump, then we've got the pullback. All interest was given up. Big pump. This is now 10,000 bitcoins, mostly in longs, on stable coins going up. And as you start going and giving up the gains, you will be trapping these people and they will be closing positions, so open interest will go down. So if you were in short from the high, you knew there is very big potential to destroy this open interest. So what happened on to open interest? It got actually like murdered totally, yeah. Even to lower levels. We need to go like to 50-minute time frame and it actually taken out. Yes, it taken out from this actually build up from 79,000 was taken out almost fully. Yeah, that's crazy. That's total reset of the market. So very easy short, I would say. I'm pretty sad I was sleeping, but you know, my sleep routine is like a soldier. I just need to go sleep early so I can is much better. Like I feel no FOMO. I know there will be opportunities, and as I said, I had the head short as well. Pretty glad I put wider stop loss for this trade. Actually, to be honest, I had stop loss just beyond this high because I knew there is liquidity here which can be sparked. So the stop loss was beyond this high, and I'm glad it was not taken. It was taken on CME, so really good. One more thing about trade management, so you can see. So trades, again, I want to remind you. I still need to add the short here, which was taken intraday. We are taking this live with most members, and then this short was still running with wider stop loss. I will be showing you that in the group if you want. So one more important aspect. This swing trade, yesterday traders asking me what was my exposure. So I had 40% exposure running from 100%, which means I was taking some profits to the upside as we are pushing up. Look at that, market literally round trip into my entry. Okay, so on those trade I lost those gains. I had one more passive limit take profit here at this above these highs, so I was taking that for 10%. So overall 30% exposure was round tripped, but it was, you know, it was swing trade. So if tariffs would be positive, I would be pushing much higher. But I had short, which was larger size, so I made more money on the short side, like on the move to the downside, than on this swing. So it's okay, you know. Sometimes you round trip out of the entries. What matters more for me, even like I closed this trade completely. I said that in the group. It was up to you what you do with the information, but this trade would be actually taken, like I would be taking loss if I would be not closing that trade over here. Yeah, in this, as we arrived here. This was posted live. One more thing I can show you. We were getting the intraday rejection from here. Now this is cluster of resistance. It's very statistical. You will get at least 1% move. So we've got 1.2% rejection from this. So before the tariffs, this was your nice trade area to take. So just beautiful. This was the management of the trade as well. You needed to fill some single prints to get more downside. Now also the spot markets, because we were rotating to the top of the range. I was adding here again. Spot market was still pushing, but then we started to go sideways. The spot market buyers stopped buying, so this was fueling, moved again to the lows of the range. We went beyond this low. As I was reloading short here, I was taking another take profit. I was mainly trying to earn money for wider stop loss, which was left for, you know, for the tariffs. And you see again this box, and this played out really well. Now traders were now shorting this. Look at that, yes. This was traded. People were shorting. Look at that, another short from traders who were not sleeping. And this was showing how serious tariffs are. Yes, nuking, yeah. The brown was also giving you targets from here. This box was filled, and now you go for the downside. Just want to show you, even when I'm sleeping, people are doing well, because I cannot be here 24 hours a day, okay? Someone was even posting, like, I think Bram was saying the potential is to go to 80k. Yes, here it is. Market may go straight to 80k, where we have 26 million waiting. Expect maybe a lot of level time frame bounce here. So Bram was already recognizing the conditions, and the reversal at the high is very, very high volume. Because the problem is, you also look at the spike of the volume, yeah, here. You trap a lot of people getting long first on the positive news from like immediate, like these 10% tariffs, yes. So you trap a lot of people, and that was adding momentum to the downside. And especially, even like if you, this is what matters. Like if you start losing, look on how big volume you are pumping into these highs, into the spot like 3 walls. As soon as you trap these people and you go beyond this point, look at that, they were even rejecting here. So clever market participants were adding to shorts here. Once you lose this, is over, because you trap so many people longing at the top, and you are destroying them. And then you will move at least 1-to-1 of this extension to the upside. Yeah. So, and that's what you got. 1-to-1 was somewhere here, and then we bottom out. So very textbook market, open interest decreasing, all the people getting wrecked. We can have a look on this as well. So yeah, look at those longs getting destroyed. Big shorts coming in who understand the news. And on Bybit, very likely same. That was the thing, you know, because not even so many longs into the highs, but earlier longs who were building those longs from into the tariffs, they're getting destroyed in this candle, everybody getting wrecked. So only when you can zoom out, look, most of the longs now destroyed. When you bounce, when you really bounce, when most people are out of the market, yes, then market returns back to mean and is trading more on the spot. That's how it goes. Same on the Binance. That's this is utility of Exocharts, okay? Exocharts tells you what's the fuel in the system, and once you destroy all that fuel, you are getting bounce. Again, a lot of longs in these areas, and now most of those longs now taken out. Beautiful. Binance was more precise in this, yes. So the tariffs were covered from economical and fundamentals factor. How you should trade is also was covered really well. And now we can have a look on Bitcoin, what we can expect next. One thing I want to remind you, the only participants who were able to react to tariffs were US market participants and Asia market participants. And we continued sideways. During Asia, we are seeing sideways. So it's really interesting. Now Europe is coming in 1 or 2 hours. And we will see how Europe is gonna be treating this. And then we also need to wait for cash open, because cash open, there could be continuation of yesterday move or not. So we will be watching for that. How about Bitcoin? Let's have a look. So for me personally, so I was not participating on this move, only with my already established position, short and long. If we continue further to the downside, this already gets swing failure pattern, so really good. You should be really taking, during Asia, you had chance to be long, because this was very poor structure, very poor lows. You fix that with swing failure pattern. So in local, you can be hedge long from this point. Another area when we lose this low is gonna be fixing these 2 equal lows here as well. and it's gonna be this low here. Let me turn off the trades now. So again, market will be, you'll be watching this for swing failure pattern. If it fails, then we very likely go to 80,000 to this low, and if 80,000 fails, then we go here. So it's going to be level by level. How are order books looking like? So the intraday resistances will be just based on market structure is gonna be 85,000. Then this area, because this is start of where you trap a lot of people in the longs before the you know, tariffs, and finally this high. So many walls still here. So in case we get to some miracle to that high, again you have a lot of walls. Spot markets. We should really play, like, until this box is holding, we should really play this box. You can see spot markets are putting new walls, so some lows are getting protected. A lot of people are buying Bitcoin currently at these ranges. You can see the spot buyers. So you can watch the yesterday low and also these two lows for swing failure pattern. That's what I mentioned. How is the liquidity looking? You can see we were taking a lot of internal liquidity in these moves, but the main juice is still waiting below. Very, very good cluster of liquidity here, so be aware of that. And to the upside, this was also not taken. So, yeah. It's gonna be crucial how markets behave next 48 hours. Because the news event is behind us, so we see these tariffs are very bad, but we will see. I want to see how market reacts, if it's going sideways or it's continuing to the downside, repricing bad risks for the economy, or we actually bounce. So we need to see, like, in my opinion, to see to dust to settle and to trade more of local setups. Let's have a look on AMT. You're back into this range, so if you took this long here and you are short here, you want to see market leaving this range. So again, reclaim of the 11-day VAR. You can also see we've completed the rotation of the small range, almost like very small front run. So that range was also rotated. That's just beautiful. On bigger time frame, medium time frame. And now we understand what is market trying to do. News or not, AMT is final boss. Small front run of the 1 month VAR. It was marked as naked, so expected reaction. And when we were longing here, we kept in mind potential to rotate this range fully. Well, did I make some standalone post somewhere? Yes, over here, like 80. Like we knew statistical bounds, but later on we built like proper long positions. Anyone who doubts about AMT has got like another big proof. This is giving us proof for few years already. So first you were rotating this small range, and then you finished this small range rotation. Again, the most opportunities will be waiting where for you. Again, at these range lows and double val area to reload your longs. So you can be patiently waiting that. This point of control is still more of a... Don't forget about this point of control. I don't think you can trade this because this was traded now multiple times. Front run, chop, reclaim, boom to the upside. You can view this point of control as a sentiment. Like if you want to see more upside, you want to see, for example, something like this. You want to push over and then reaction. This was beautiful retest, by the way. So same thing again. You want to reclaim and then push and then hold it. So that would be ideal scenario. While you hold above this POC and high volume node, this is not just POC, high volume node as well. Like this. While you trade below, then you expect more downside. If you reclaim, then you will be opening road to more to the upside. Very good conjunction territory. Market will now need to build new positions because look at that, open interest totally destroyed. By the way, I think we've got the TRDR support as well, which is helping the bounce. TRDR yet again, killed it, nailed it. 5-minute time frame, look at that. Just look at those. When we were longing, we've got the continuous support from order books, then these local tops were also marked. Again, local range marked, and again, top was marked when we were shorting yesterday, and even here, even much stronger bands were appearing. Yes, look at that, so beautiful. And now you go sideways, you go into the sideways because you have a lot of, I was showing you a lot of walls on spot markets and perpetual, so this range is not a surprise. If you've got the double bands, the range is statistically expected at least for some time. So in these regions, you also get the chance to build some intraday long. How are the liquidations? Very high, very likely. There is not much leverage in the system. Yes, this is classic. A lot of shorts getting destroyed and now longs. This move. Already here, huge liquidations. People were getting into high leverage at highs. So for me, I will be watching how the market plays out in next few hours and into the tomorrow. And I will be not taking some fast actions, like I will not be trading here for sure. I'll be waiting for market to come to you to the upside and to the downside. At this low again, at these lows, and then to the upside at 85,000 and then 86,300 and then at the high. There's like a very fast preparation what we can watch. And in case we start to lose these lows, we will have much more supports from the order books at 75,000. It depends if the equities will be crashing or not. So far we are 1-to-1, like you are literally on mercy of equities at this. The pre-market, you can see how far we are down in pre-market, 2.8%. That's insane. How is ES looking well? ES 1 daily. Very big move, wow, 5% move since the tariffs. Yeah. Now I see Pogvos front run as well here. You can watch this point of control here as well. Many people got long in these areas, so watch for, if we get there, watch that. It's gonna be more in front of 85,000. Definitely. And to the downside, we might get swing failure pattern from this low out of this POC. Boom. Yes, but overall, if you are in short, you should stick to the short, wait for the full rotation of the range to the downside. This is very bad for the global economy, so we will see how this plays out. Okay, so I think I covered what I wanted. Hope it was a good lesson to you. And again, make sure to get Financial Juice. You will be very happy to, you will have all the information you need for that tool. And again, you need a discount from our group, yeah, for 92%, which is insane. Thank you for watching, traders. And there will be new update on Monday, very likely. And then I'm now going to do more updates internally for the group. Thank you for watching, and bye in the group.